All right, hello everyone, and we are back for what will probably be a shorter video than last time. We are going to be adding our name, of course. What else? And it actually does fit. Great news for us. So today we're going to be taking a general look through a bunch of stuff here, talking about some things that have been added and taking a look at the gotcha. So here we go. This is try performing a draw. This is essentially to get you in here. If you're going to be a super try hard, re-rolling is always a potential, but just note that you will need multiple copies of weapons to become the best there ever was. And of course, this is made by a business. Let's not pretend here like they aren't, not trying to make money. Money is the goal of a business. So right here, of course, this will be pay to win, essentially, a lot of the time. But I think in general, from what I've seen, story should be quite capable to just be a free-to-player and enjoy. So next thing we should say, get used to this animation. You're going to be seeing this animation a lot. Or essentially, Cloud looks up, Iron Giant drops down, which is interesting. This, as I've said before, this battle model wasn't in Remake. I'm guessing he's going to be in Rebirth. Now, depending on the animation, can mean good things. He can dodge, he can block, or he can parry. I think that parry is generally the best. Fever is what you want to see, because I do believe it indicates the addition of a yellow, which looks like we got an Aerith one. So let's go through these. Now, as far as I know, they don't reform technically, but I haven't seen it happen yet. So we got a Hard Edge, Crystal Sword, which I like the artwork on the Crystal Sword, actually. Mithril Saber. Another Hard Edge. As you can see, there are different tiers. Cool. Tifa weapon. Not a super high quality one. Zac weapon. That's kind of important, actually. Better Zac weapon. More important. Barret weapon, which I'm happy about. Stuff is happening in the background. That's why I keep turning my head. Sonic Striker for Tifa. And Aerith gets a Silver Staff, which might be good. I don't know yet. I haven't seen anything of tier. Let me just see. Ever raise this. Here's an actual Ever Crisis. Not particularly well built yet. Team 8. We're doing this right in the middle. I do see that there is already some people out there with best weapons for substats, and that's not what this channel is about. But, if you're interested in them out there, we can definitely recommend channels. So let's hit back here. Going to claim our bonus. Still doing a bunch of tutorialization. We're going to upgrade. Now, some people may not like doing this, but there are quite a bit of milestone for finishing the Buster Sword. So I do recommend that you actually do put some work into the Buster Sword. So you can get just through a bunch of missions that you're essentially do. That. Here are our login bonuses. Got this. We got looks like some exchange and a 5-star weapon. Doing that. New draws available. So this will show you a little bit of some of the weapons that are on special. weapons do have abilities attached to them. Remember that? We also have a first soldier pool, which, do believe that those are paid. And here we have the first of the costume. So this one of clouds was in the beta and was pretty important for doing extremely well on the multiplayer stuff. The Barrett one is definitely new, but expect a lot of these costumes into the future. We have the Season Pass. Pick up reward 2, someone to count on. I believe that's an opening screen. Season Pass, Treasure Hunter. Of course there's a Season Pass. There needs to be a Season Pass and a paid gacha. Why would not? Story support pack. Essentially they want. And we've been bombarded with stuff for the first few minutes, so let's take a look at... I've never seen this before, so 2,000 yen is what you would need to purchase that. That's roughly about, I don't know, what, $15. So the normal hunt, we can actually get... I want to see what they are. Choco Booster. Shortens the duration of a Chocobo expedition. Okay. Chocobo expeditions let you find items and... yeah, is what it is. What are these? Power Piece. Used to unlock characters' stat stream. No. Ah, yes. Stat streams. That's quite further down than what we are, but those are valuable to put your character up. What are these? Trade for... memory exchange. Ah, the other thing that you need. How far does this go up? And at the end here we have Season Pass title plate. So basically cosmetics. So a lot of the stuff that you're getting out of this seems to just be gems and cosmetics, which is kind of good news. To the next level. And 30 days. I have to say that's pretty underwhelming. Just in general, I just don't find that particularly all that incredible. We did get a couple of weapons there, which is good. We want those. And don't forget to, as always with these, if you are going to be playing, do your dailies. You get some bonusy stuff, which is always nice. So consume 50 stamina, make use of the shop service every day. Collect an expedition award. This is the one you're going to have to play through to unlock. And probably going to be your one that you kind of want to rush down if you want. There are also weekly ones. Log in for a total of 3 days. Enhance any weapon 5 times. Enhance any materia 5 times. This one is quite a bit further down if it's anything like the beta. Which, yeah, not a super big fan. And co-op ones. But we are also... at... heck is this? This stream is brought to you by whatever the hell this is? I think we just got advertised in the middle of a YouTube video. Oof. I assume this is an... no. This is quite long to get 50. But we did it. That's a thing. Anyway, let's head over to the draw. We are going to be doing some draws, just tickets. I do also want to show this. So the stamp cards. In a new featured draw, draw 10 yields one or several stamps for your stamp card. You will be able to obtain rewards for the stamp squares. Gear can be obtained from stamp cards Gear changes your appearance and shares the effects of its R ability, reinforcement ability. So this is red crystals are paid. As you can see here, you get a 5-star guaranteed 10 draw. Ooh, fancy. We're free to play, so we're not doing that. Now, stamp cards have select squares that allow you to select one reward from several. If select square rewards have not been obtained, it can be changed from the stamp card details. And this is something I am going to say that I do like. So you have a wish list. Wish lists have better odds of being obtained. Try adding weapons to the list. And this is actually kind of cool. I do like the idea of having a little bit more like fair game, like essentially say in what you potentially get. Because if you are targeting a specific weapon, like we just know generally that a specific weapon is pretty good, like, you know, we picked up a silver staff, maybe we just want more silver staffs. Well, then you can do that. So yeah, I'm going to go so far as to say, not that this is the most incredible thing ever. You kind of need some idea or some target that you're after, but generally, to have a little bit of say in what you get is pretty cool. So let's take a look at the stamp card for a second. So you can see here, here's the stamp card. If you want page 2, if you want Barrett's, the scrap armor is pretty buried deep here. And card details, this is the odds of getting specific numbers of stamps. You will get one stamp more often than not. It is theoretically possible to get 12 stamps, but as you can see, the odds are so bad. I might as well buy a lottery ticket to get there. And specialized weapons also have particularly nice, really high damage dealing. The odds of getting those were pretty good, but 3,000 a go means that essentially worst case scenario, you're looking at 36,000 to end up getting a costume, which is pretty high. So here we go. Let's just do our basic 10 draws. Of course, we're going to hope for some 5 stars, but now that I'm recording this and this is my file, I'm expecting nothing. Just case and proof, or proof of, I don't know, something. Words do fail me, and I record these videos all in one session, so it does actually, sometimes the brain just goes, I don't remember what you were going to say. Parry? Show the parry. There's the parry. Cool. Parry looks the best. Alright, looking positive. The general rate for 5 stars is fairly high, but since you need multiple numbers, you kind of hope so, anyway. Alright, so it looks like cloud-based weapon, and not too terribly much else. So we'll essentially skip after this. I mean, okay, not absolutely incredible, but something. Maintaining duplicates of higher weapons, the rarity your currently held weapon will increase, match that of weapon. The duplicate weapon will be sent to the armory. If it was of a higher quality held, the rarity will decrease to match that held. Okay. We do need at least a little bit of a base to ground to stand on in terms of getting weapons. We are just going to skip this animation because it is essentially the same every time. Like, we will be adding a Barrett. Hitting skip also takes you directly to the good one. End up getting an assault gun, which sure. And one more. So, not particularly amazing. And super skip this one. Now we also have this 5-star ticket, so we'll do that. Again, starting off the game, you do kind of want at least a little bit of a strong weapon. So who'd we get? Cloud, cool. And an upgraded Hearted. All right, so let's head back. We're a few different things. Let's take a peek through the shop. Got this. So here's where you can essentially see if you are one. Something's happening back there. Again, we are not particularly interested, but the red crystals are essentially paid crystal. So think about it this way. If you wanted a costume, looking at the cost of a costume is not cheap in any ways, because essentially 3.3, or well, not even 3.3, it doesn't work out perfectly. They essentially made this to be as annoying as possible. If you wanted, let's say, to get the Barrett pack, we're looking at 36, so you would need to buy a lot of F packs to essentially get there. And you are getting some blue crystals along the way, but I don't know. I feel like I'm forgetting something here in it, but it does seem at least a little bit expensive. Just buy some stuff from the shop. So we are doing our dailies. As you can see, we've done a lot of login stuff. And is there any benefit to using, like, obviously these are giving us guaranteed 5 stars, but there isn't any discount whether you are using paid or not. We can try on certain equipment, but I would really recommend that people who are going free to play think about which characters you essentially want a upgraded costume. Put a glitch in there. Whatever. And think about, yeah, just generally what you want. That second one. Spend 50 stamina. That's the last thing to do. Get a few points there. One of the big things that I was incredibly critical about this game on was how long it takes to unlock stuff. To unlock events, took a while. This one, upgrading player level, can be a little bit deceiving. As you can see, we didn't essentially gain any experience from. So, and you do need to do the solo content to get experience. It seems like doing the actual story-based content just has, like, actually none of it. So let's go in here. Now, story, sometimes you do have essentially locked. We go in here. All right, just clicking on Cloud for a second. Trying to show some off. We can just go in here, upgrade stuff. So we are going to upgrade Buster Sword. Long press, short press. Yeah, we can transmog, which is cool. There are actual other limit bursts and espers summons that you can get, but you do have to get fairly far, actually. So for the sake of trying to get in just a little more, we'll come back and do later, but here we have It's funny if you do the skip, it just takes you to the actual choice that you can make. Now let's see if we had access to the next thing for combat. Ah, here we go. So you have manual, semi-manual, and auto, and you have speed up. So if you're on the go, just doing some farming, definitely recommend auto. It was kind of from my time in doing this. Ooh. Okay, never mind. Sorry, something happened on my phone. What was I saying? There was a fair amount of grinding that I did do during the beta and got a little bit tired of it. So hopefully they remove some of it, but we'll see. Definitely will want auto unless you are super gung-ho. All the others. So some story missions you do have the like free roam around areas. A few of them are just story type areas and some are just combat ones. For instance, this one that we just went through. See? Been through a bit. Sorry, Marlene, you don't get anything today. Not in this play. Are just story one. Oh, we can now change our wallpaper. Just what I always want. If you want, you can actually end up choosing, like here, just click this. That. You can see that there's a few other ones. There are ones for specific costumes, so a little bit of a bonus for getting specific costumes. And if you just do that, when we get back to the main screen, check that out. We got this cool one of the main three sitting out here doing their thing. Auto convert. Auto convert has been on duplicate. Weapons of equal or lower rarity will convert it automatically when obtained. Sweet. Alright, so now let's try enhancing this because it's also essentially just going to make our life a little bit easier. As I said earlier, we do want to upgrade the Buster's rarity. It just makes doing through the story stuff more reliable, way faster. Upgrade the Buster Sword. And then here we can go in, uncap level. And yeah, I just recommend this because one, it seems like mostly the game is focusing a fair bit on cloud for a lot of the early stuff, which means that essentially if you just have a good upgraded cloud, you can play the game relatively safe without needing to spend any uncapping weapon level. Hey! So now we go back, go to story. Fortunately, at least for these first few videos, I mean, I do want to come back and just play through the story and stuff and all that, but for the sake of this video and trying to show off some of the things that I have learned from playing through the beta and whatnot, kind of just gonna pass through here relatively. So subsection. Now this is kind of interesting because you actually get to refight a boss, but as you can see, quite a bit higher power level than what we had before. You can also hit recommended party, which will just auto, if you are not particularly big into trying to go through all the menus and stuff, this will auto equip everything to make your characters as strong as possible. Phone's battery is down to 15%. That kind of explains. Or is it this one? Or is it this? No, it is this one. So now we are actually able to swap characters. Auto will also take care of the actual mode that your characters are in. If it needs to, it will switch itself over to defensive or offensive, depending on what is required. So you can play this game relatively hands-free if you just want to have something easy and light to play through. If you want something a little bit more difficult, you can definitely just play through it yourself. And I think there's a little bit, a fair amount of challenge to get used to switching the modes. Kind of wish there was like a third mode too, like offense, defense, and maybe magic or something like that. Kind of vary it up a little bit more, or healing would be kind of cool to have 3 to switch through. The introduction of solo content is coming up pretty quick. Now we got 3. As you can see, that power level is creeping up. Power level is a really big gate to blocking you from doing content. So at all times, you want to be remembering, checking out sometimes, can I upgrade certain weapons, push my power level a little higher, then I can access better farming, get through stuff a little bit easier, more rewards, do multiplayer better, all of those things. So yeah, you do want to, power level is kind of important. Tifa firing off a lightning bolt when she didn't need to. Now, if we head just here for a second, I would like to note that so far we've actually gained nothing for player level, and not only nothing for player level, we actually use no energy. So if you're wanting to play through this, and one of the things you hate is like just in general, when these games have like energy limits that stop you from playing through certain stuff, the main story at least seems to have no energy. At least the early parts do. Which is a general good way to start. If you're wanting to increase your player level and increase your energy, definitely start doing the solo content, which unlocks pretty quickly after. I gotta say, it runs actually really good on emulator. Ooh, it's a palette swapper. So we'll just see how our team handles this. It should be pretty strong though. Don't know why a Scorpion is doing magic, but okay. Defense limit burst is ready. We kind of want the boys to be ready too. Don't think we're gonna get there. We'll do the triple. Evo with a mighty 90 points of damage. Oof. It's okay, she's going to boost up our other characters. Weak for now, she'll get stronger later. All right, so over to solo content, and this is where you go when you are trying to upgrade your weapons, do dailies. This is where stamina actually starts finally. As you can see, there's a bunch of stuff that you need to equip here. Power level will essentially gate you from doing better farming. So if you're interested, try and squeeze as much power as you can out of each of your characters. Here you can, again, build your own team how you want. So a little bit more flexibility and fun in terms of mixing and matching characters and weapons, all of that. And again, just for the sake that this YouTube video, at least the initial YouTube videos, won't be too terribly long. And I'm running out of solo and co-op content. Stamina boost. Yay. And now if we go out, we finally earned ourselves player experience. Stamina boost. Completed battles can be reattempted with stamina boost, which yields proportional EXP and rewards consumed in a single attempt. A little bit faster. Do that, and as you can see, we can't get weapon enhancement yet. There's also level uncap for certain types and genome pod. Seems to be, you know, a little bit. Now there is other stuff such as growth of materia and weapons, party system, the co-op thing. As you can see, we need to get through Crisis Chapter 1 Sub 3. That will be that. And of course there's the gotcha, but for right now we're just saving up our resources. Something that we actually want, because right now it's just pick up some stuff here. Got one of our weeklies. Nice. What's the max weekly? Okay. And a bunch of gems. Not bad. 1,000 for playing. We actually have 2 multis right now. If I was particularly interested in either of these, maybe I would. But again, I've seen from the beta that I know that this can be really miserable, especially when you just get one stamp, one stamp, one stamp. And obviously there is a fairly decent, we at least get 2 stamps. So 36k is what you should be prepared for if you are really wanting a specific costume. I am a little bit curious. Okay, we can switch it to the one that we... That's actually much, much better than I thought it would. But if you want both costumes, you will need to be looking at double the investment. So anyway, hope you've enjoyed these videos. As we get playing through, I'll be streaming this, of course, in the near future, and continuing on. Thank you so much for watching.